Actors, we've all got issues, so let's talk about them. I'm Juan Ayala, and welcome to Actors with Issues. Each week, we bring you interviews with actors from across TV, film, and Broadway, taking many deep dives into their careers and getting into the successes, the struggles, and of course, the issues that they face as actors. That's enough about us. Let's dive into the episode. Today's guest is an actress you know from Shazam, the upcoming sequel, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, and here to speak with us about their latest project, Fall, it's Grace Caroline-Currey. Grace, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Oh, so good. Thank you for having me.
So we always start with a quick game called Getting to Know You. It's a rapid fire round, so we'll just throw some questions your way. No timer, we got rid of it. It was stressing folks out.
And no wrong answers, right? Okay.
No wrong answers. Firstly, coffee or tea?
Oh, both.
Film or television?
Film.
Hero or villain?
Hero.
Drama or comedy?
Drama.
Stage acting or screen acting?
Screen acting.
What actress had the biggest influence on you?
Ooh, Christian Bale.
That's a common answer.
And Carey Mulligan.
Good choice.
But Christian Bale in Empire of the Sun, if you've seen that when he was a little boy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What movie never fails to make you laugh?
Oh, I don't watch movies to laugh.
What movie
Oh,
never fails
oh,
to make you
oh.
cry?
Everything Everywhere All at Once made me laugh and cry
Yeah.
all over the place the whole time.
If you could guest star on any TV show, which would you choose?
Ooh, one of those designer shows like Making the Cut or like a reality TV show.
Cool. Yeah.
Making the Cut or Project Runway. I love creative shows.
Mhm. And lastly, describe your most memorable audition in 3 words. And memorable can be good or bad. So that's up to you.
Um, Tylenol PM, call back, 5 hour energy.
Oh gosh, just everything clashing.
Mistakes were made. I didn't
Oh
know it was
man.
Tylenol PM. And I was falling asleep on my way over to my audition.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
So, so before we dive into the film, I want to just go back a bit to your audition process and experience for the role. So what was that whole experience like for you?
What was the pandemic? And we
Mm,
were in quarantine, so in-person auditions weren't a thing. Um, but I was self-taping like crazy. This is a really
mm,
unique situation because Scott Mann sent the script out, and I was able to read the script and actually meet with him before auditioning, which was really special. And I don't always get that. So I got to read the script, was blown away and kind of scared and not sure if I had the stuff to play Becky because my gosh, she goes through a lot. And not only
yeah.
that, it's kind of an emotional, grueling journey for her. So that requires a lot of technical acting and a lot of discipline. But I knew I wanted the challenge. And then met with Scott. He asked me which character I responded to more. I said Becky. He said, yeah, I agree. You're definitely a Becky. I was like, I don't know what that means, but okay. And then we had chemistry reads, which I take credit for that because I told Scott for probably too long in our director's call how much I hate auditioning, which is why live theater is scary to me.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan. And I was like, chemistry reads are where they're at. And he's like, well, is you and Hunter the whole time, probably would, is Becky and Hunter, it'd be a good idea to do a chemistry read. And I was like, yeah, you want to do a chemistry read, Scott. That's what we're going to do. And then, gosh, I got given a list of actors that I would potentially be chemistry reading with. I slid into their DMs, got some great responses. Ginny and I FaceTimed 2 days together before meeting with Scott, and really fine-tuned what we wanted to do with the scenes.
Mhm. Yeah, that's awesome that you got to sort of push for that and were given that freedom to do so because so many times it's not, chemistry reads aren't always allowed. It's so much, there's a lot of times there isn't enough time to do that, especially given COVID. That's not always a possibility too. But I mean, the chemistry really shows throughout the film. I did get to see it in advance and like, just like you totally believe that the two of you are like friends and have been through so much together. And like that really does show. So I commend both of you so much for it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
that.
So movies like Fall and just sort of the whole man or woman in this case versus Wild, the genre is such a staple in cinema. You have 127 Hours, Castaway, 47 Meters Down, and you know they're all about resilience and survival. So did you draw inspiration from these types of films? And if so, what characters sort of stuck out to you to sort of refer to prepare for your role?
Oh gosh. I didn't. I was really consumed by Becky dealing with loss.
Mm,
And I was more so really focused on, as humans, how we process tragedy, or don't process it. And I actually, if anything, was referring to real life people. And I was going to some like young widow blogs to just
mm,
listen to what, read what it was like for them to lose someone so young, because that's an element. She's not just losing her husband, but she's really young, and it's a young marriage. So that was more so the inspiration. But on a lighter note, Scott Mann referenced Sarah Connor quite frequently to me,
mm.
and would send me memes of Sarah Connor being like, in a world of Kardashians, be a Sarah Connor, and Becky's name is Becky Connor, a little bit after Sarah Connor, I believe. So
Yeah.
um, I watched all the Terminator movies and RoboCop while we were working on it, because Scott was like, "Okay, you haven't seen them, you got to watch them." So I don't know if it was in prep for the movie, but more so just movies that Scott wanted me to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the horror and thriller genres, I always commend actors so much because the stakes are so high for so much of the movie. You have to keep everything up. So, what would you say was a lesson learned in the process of making the film?
Utilize your stunt double so that you're not completely wiped out.
Mm,
Doing stunts in such emotional scenes was more taxing than I anticipated. I just didn't think about it, but holy cow, was it grueling. And I think when Ginny and I are in almost every single scene of this movie, you are working all day, every day on set. It's not like you get to sit around and wait. Your brain is doing mental gymnastics the whole
yeah.
time. That being said, I probably will still want to do stunts if I can, if it's safe, because it's so fun. But no, I really, if anything, I learned that I'm made of more than I ever thought I was, because I definitely got pushed to my limits the whole time, and it went past them. The whole shoot, I was operating on reserves at times,
Mm,
when you've been shooting from the morning into the late night, crying, jumping, falling, screaming, all the gambit of emotions. And
yeah.
you guys see it one time on screen for each of those scenes, but each of those scenes took hours to shoot, and
Yeah.
we repeated that bit 10, 15 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh. And just lastly, in 10 words or less, what advice would you give to a young actor?
Ooh, only 10 words or less. Um, Make sure you're in love with life if you want to act. Um, I think it's important in order. I'm giving more words. Is that okay? I think it's just important as storytellers and actors that we love life, and we're engaging with life, and being affected by life, to be able to bring characters alive, right?
Mm,
Instead of emulating, I don't know, something fictional. We do want to try to give some sliver of truth. We have such a beautiful job as actors to get
mm,
to maybe reflect to the audience themselves, and help them see themselves up there on the screen. And I mean, for Becky, for example, it's like, gosh, I hope people feel encouraged to process through emotional trauma, from watching her, and feel brave and like they can do it too.
mm. Awesome. Well, again, congrats on the film. I'm so excited for folks to be able to see it. And thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. All right, folks, as always, you can follow us on Instagram at Actors with Issues. Be sure to give me a follow at Juaniala Official and subscribe to our show wherever you get your podcasts, and check out our YouTube channel for video episodes every Monday with bonus episodes on Thursdays. And don't miss Fall in theaters August 12th. I'm Juaniala. This is Actors with Issues, and we'll see you next week.